Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushua, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushua, Barakatah Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Mechakodash. Giving double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom and salutation to all you sincere occupants across the four winds, pushing this truth with sincerity of heart. I'm your fellow servant, Kasama God from the DC camp, coming at you through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Mechakodash, to feed the elect. In this edition of I think what I'm gonna do with this one, I'm gonna have a separate edition, man, where I basically kind of bring stories across Babylon, Babylon the Great, aka the United States of America. All right, as you should already know now, the Babylon the Great, spoken of in the book of Revelation, is the United States of America. The Israelites in the Bible, the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. The Edomites in the Bible, the so-called white race, so-called European race. And, of course, the rest of the nations are called the heathens. So, basically, in this, I think it's going to be like that. I believe in the spirit moving forward. I don't want to attach this to the Watchtower, because the Watchtower is more so about other like geopolitical things, that kind of stuff. It's going to be about Clown World, man. It's going to be about multiple things that are going on locally, nationally, and internationally as well, but more so dealing with the inhabitants, because as the ruler is, so is the people. The rulers of the earth, the Edomites, beginning with the elites. They're the number one clowns. So if you have a clown as a ruler, then guess what? You're going to have a population of clowns, and they follow their master, all right, and the spirit of their master, especially our people, so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. So in this instance, and I'm going to make it short, we're going to deal with the clown world, man, and I got a couple stories of dumb Negroes, niggas doing nigga-ish. And, one of the, reasons why 2/3 out of the nation of Israel must be put to death, men, women, and children, according to the Bible. There needs be that they get put to death. This society has to collapse without a doubt. This is a joke, all right? We living in a clown world. It's a freaking joke. All right, so first, let's find out who owns, who rules, who runs, who's turned this planet and this existence into a clown world. All right, this is Job chapter 1, verse 7. It says, "And the Lord, the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, and the Lord said unto Satan, Whence comest thou? Then Satan answered the Lord and said, From going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down in it." All right, why? Because Satan, the spiritual demon Satan, basically runs the earth right now. All right, he's been given the green light from the Heavenly Father to basically do as he will on the minds and the souls of the people. All right, and once upon a time, Satan also had basically guidance over our souls. He made us do some really he made us go off, right? Did some sin, wickedness when we was in the world. All right. So, but the Heavenly Father, through his son, Yahweh Shah HaMashiach, removed us from this clown world. And now we in the outside looking in, and it's straight up clown world. All right. Once upon a time, we were a part of this and we didn't understand. We couldn't see it. But now that we in the outside looking in, it's straight up clown world. All right. So, speaking of clown world, this is Ecclesiastes, the 10th chapter, and look at the subtitle. The subtitle clearly states a little foolishness, all right? Because that's what's going on. When you look at the clown, when you play cards, right? You play cards and stuff like that. A clown is usually known as the fool. All right. Sometimes a spade, but another word for the clown is the fool. All right. So Ecclesiastes 10 and 1. Ecclesiastes 10 and 2, actually. No, 10 and, yeah. I'm gonna start at I'm gonna start at 5. Ecclesiastes 10:5. It says, there is an evil which I have seen under the sun, as an error which proceedeth from the ruler. All right, it's an error which proceedeth from the ruler. All right, verse 6, it says, folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in low place. So the people that are foolish, the clowns, all right, the clowns run the earth right now. The clowns run society. All right, the clowns out of the nation of Israel, 2/3 of simple-headed Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, which the topic is going to be about today. All right, so without further ado, let's hit the first story. What's the first story? All right, this is the first clown world story that happened right here in our own neck of the woods. All right, Southeast DC. All right, this happened yesterday. All right, or 2 days ago. It says, this is Fox 5 DC. It says, disturbing video shows a woman being attacked, pushed off a DC Metro bus. All right, I mean, I'm not going to click on the video. I'm just going to read the paragraph because, you know, you can look this up. It's just total madness going on, man. These little monsters out here, man, disrespectful. And this is what happened. It says, an assault. It says, an assault caught on cell phone camera shows what appears to be several juveniles and possibly some adults shoving an older woman off a Metro bus in DC. All right, and you see, you know, you click on the video, man. I mean, they were kicking, they were beating the ish out of her, man, you know. And this is what it says. It says, within the clip, the group can be heard berating a woman with red hair for nearly a minute as she stands near the back door of the bus after telling the lady to get off the bus multiple times. The video shows the driver comes to a stop, doors open, and the juveniles begin to attack the woman. All right. The mother who recorded the video told Fox 5 that the older woman had just given up her seat to help her family. The mother we spoke to said the older woman asked for rowdy kids. That woman right there that you see right there, that's the woman. You know, that's the black woman that got assaulted. It says the mother we spoke to said the older woman asked the rowdy kids on the bus to stop cursing, and that's when things escalated. Concerned for her own safety, the parent who recorded the latter end of this incident asked us not to include her name. Right, because you already know how these little Negroes get down, man. You know, they're unruly. You know, they come from homes without parents. They, you know, I bet you 9 out of 10 of them, if not all of them, come from single mother homes, which is amazing because when I saw the interview with this black woman, right, she talking about how she telling the kids to shut the F up and all that. I mean, she didn't say it like that. She told them, hey, you know, because they were cussing. So she was telling them, hey, you know, like, stop using that foul language. And you in a bus, man, listen, you in a bus with these kids, you see what they do in the back of the bus, man. Like, if you talk to them, you better be ready to at least put hands on them. You know what I'm saying? Because that's where they at now. Like, that's where they at. They're listening to music that tell them to be violent. They listen to music that tell them not to listen to anybody. They don't listen to their own mothers. Meaning you, because you black women are raising these kids, right, with no fathers. You make sure the father's out the house. When I say you, I'm saying most of y'all, not all, because, you know, I'm generalizing. The majority of single mother homes is really, you know, it's the cause of it is the women. All right, I said again, the majority, not all, just the majority. Okay, so she's complaining about something that they set up. So it's clown world. Like, come on, man. You've been preaching about how great it is to be a single mom, but now you see what the so-called black community, which, you know, begins with the so-called black man, right, of the tribe of Judah, so-called black man or West Indian from the tribe of Benjamin, so-called black man or Haitian from the tribe of Levi. So these are, you know, the southern tribes have been dealing with the single motherhood crap. You know what I'm saying? And the women have been praised for this nonsense. And now she gets her ass beat, you know, by the children that they're raising without fathers. And now she complaining. Who the hell are you complaining to? All you need to do is be quiet, Well, if you're gonna open up your mouth, the same children that come from the same homes that y'all are fostering out here to destroy the community, they gonna lay hands on you, man, because the men are not dealing with it. We're not stepping in there. Nobody is out here correcting another man's child. You can't even correct your own child. Ain't no way you're gonna be stepping out there correcting another man's child. You know what I'm saying? Nah, man. You have these monsters out here. That just is what it is. It's gonna be a clown world. You know what I'm saying? And then the only way this thing is going to end is through what? Total annihilation, meaning the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shem Shah, has to destroy the society. All right? So now let's get to the next story. Now, this one was funny. Is it this one? Yeah, that's the one. It says, this is ABC News. It says, this in Cleveland, Ohio. It says, Cleveland judge suspended indefinitely for unprecedented incidents of misconduct. All right. So there you go again with Eve. Boy, I tell you, man, the end up something special. It says the Ohio Supreme Court issued an opinion removing a Cleveland Municipal Court judge from the bench, citing multiple unprecedented incidents of misconduct. In a 5-2 vote on Tuesday, the justice voted to indefinitely suspend Judge Pinky's car's law license, precluding her being a judge. It says the justices agree with the court's board of professional conduct that Carr ruled her courtroom in reckless and cavalier manner and restrained by the law or court's rules, according to the opinion. And that's her right there. You know what I'm saying? So this is your judge, man. They're saying that she's in there acting like a queen, the queen in the black dress. She don't care about them laws. You gave her power, and now she's ruling the courts. So it says, according to the board, Carr did not reschedule her cases after the municipal court was closed at the start of the C virus pandemic, and issued warrants for defendants who did not show up to court, and waived court costs and fines for defendants who did appear. Well, that was kind of a good thing. They're mad at that because Esau's like, man, god damn it. We want this money, man. What you mean if they show up to court, you going to waive the fine? You supposed to blast. If they don't show up to court, blast them, bring them money. If they show up to court, blast them, give them money. So I would give her credit for that. I would give her this the one dub that she gets, though. I mean, from somebody who's been in and out of those courts, you know, dealing with those crazy fines, it's a one dub that she gets. And Esau mad. They're like, nah, man, that's not good. You cutting the money. Like we gotta bleed these civilians dry. You know that's how they talk. They call it civilians, man. We gotta bleed these civilians dry. So they ain't happy about that. It's clown world shit, man. It says she regularly conducted hearings to avoid complying with the requisite procedural safeguards. It says that were in place and referred to Star's show P Valley, which is about a strip club in Mississippi, while in court. So she referring like shows on TV. So your judge, instead of your judge like studying the law and the complexities of the law and how people react and stuff like that, because that's how you got to know the law, and you also got to know how people actually react in real life. And that's how you're able to pass judgment. But instead, your judge is out here she's out here watching shows and reality TV. That's a big problem. That's clown world, man. You imagine you being sentenced and being given 5 years, or you know what I'm saying, or all for somebody who's just watching a bunch of reality shows, man, and they're supposed to be the judge, and they have oversight to rule over your case. That's who Esau got set up in these positions of power, man. A bunch of freaking clowns, bro. You know what I'm saying? And Esau's the biggest clown of them all. It says she also allegedly wore clothes deemed inappropriate by the court's rules. So she's showing up, it says, with including t-shirts, shorts, tank tops, and sneakers. So hey, man, listen. According to the justice's Carr, through a forensic and clinical psychologist who evaluated her said that menopause, hear this, it said, after being evaluated, right, by a psych, it says it says that menopause and sleep apnea exacerbated her mental health issues. So she already had mental health issues, but it said menopause and sleep apnea exacerbated her mental health issues, which caused her professional misconduct. So you acknowledge that this person has been a judge. This person has been a judge, and she's passed sentences on people. The whole time you have a mentally ill woman as a judge, bro. This is your society, Esau. Your judges are mentally ill. And your children are beating the crap out of their elders, bro. Like, clown world shit, bro. Clown world shit. Now, this one was just straight up sad, man. This was just niggas, man. This is, again, out of Ohio, man. I heard Ohio is a bad place right now, man. It says Ohio youth football coach killed in front of the team. Double bad. This right here was rough, man. It says a youth football coach was shot and killed Tuesday night in front of his team in Cincinnati. Jermaine Knox, 37, died in front of a team outside the College Hill recreation facility where they practice and play their games. Man. Another man was also shot after he and Knox were standing in the street following practice when a third man came up to them and started shooting, according to the police. The other man was shot in the leg and is expected to recover. So Jermaine Knox, that's him right here. He got, he looked like one of them dudes that probably play high school football, collegiate football, dropped off, became a high school coach or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, he probably O-lineman, defensive lineman, whatever. He trying to help the youth, man. He trying to help the youth, trying to get cats, trying to get them young, because the majority of the squad is probably made out of Negroes. So trying to keep the youth from the streets, man, from the garbage that's going on out here in these streets, and then the streets will come to him in the field. Right, when the youth are supposed to be protected in the field where they practicing, and they gonna blow his brains out in front of his student athletes, bro. Like, this is where we are. Cause people talking about what America, like, this is America. You wanna know what America is? This is America right here, man. You know what I'm saying? The United Clown States of America, bro. I'm gonna start calling the United Clown States of America, bro. And Jake still loves, you still got Jake's, like when you have NFL games, you got Jake sitting there with the hand on their chest crying, doing the national anthem, crying, you know what I'm saying, like, singing at the top of his lungs, the home of the free, when the whole time he got his social security means he's a slave. He has a birth certificate, means he's a slave. He pays taxes, which means he's a slave. He's a Hebrew Israelite in captivity, which means he's a slave. A son of God's slave under the Edomites. Come on, bro. It says, Al Gray, who lives across the street from where the incident occurred, told a local outlet that he looked out the window after he heard people arguing. I saw the car that was surrounded here pull out from the lot down there at the rec center and pull up here to the stop sign. Gray said the guy got out of the car on his phone and stumbled over there and died. Damn. Yeah, so, yeah, that's tough. It says Mitchell Morris, a community activist who was also at the scene, said the shooting was made even worse by the fact that the young players had to watch it happen. Well, it's probably nothing new to the majority of the young players. They most likely come from those same neighborhoods where they see dudes get their cap peeled on a regular anyway. So it's not like they're going to have some PTSD. They're already dealing with PTSD. You know what I'm saying? And that's the reason why they're trying to escape it by playing, football, by playing sports, which a lot of us did that. I remember that's the same thing with me. I played sports when I was young, from high school. going into college, I was interested, but I mostly high school. I mean, why? Because I didn't want to be in the streets. The streets was calling, man. Especially back then, man, in the 2000s, the streets was calling heavy. But the Spirit of the Lord, just allowed me to be, that's kind of way. You either play basketball, you play football, or whatever, man. So yeah. It says that made it double bad. He said no one should have to live like that. Nobody should have to live life around this type of gun violence. Well, we've heard that over and over before, but that ain't gonna change. It's just gonna get worse. But yeah, those are the 3 stories that I have for the day, man. Let's hit like a couple precepts. This is 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 13. It says, but evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived. Right, you have to understand, we are in the end of, this is the end of the world. All right, this is the infamous end of the world that we've talked about, that's been talked about. So you have to expect end of the world type stuff to go down if you're living in the end of the world. So it's not, these things shouldn't really be shocking. It should just be like, okay, well, this is clown world. This is end of the world type stuff. We got the clown on the throne, Edom, Esau, and his servants are a bunch of clowns. So you have a clownish society. The earth just a clown show right now. You know what I'm saying? So we have to, and unless this thing is destroyed, you know what I'm saying? You just got to sit and observe this madness, man, and just keep your sanity by staying in the scriptures. All right. So, but the key, man, the key to ending it, the key for this to end, it has to be burned. All right, this show has to go out in flames, man. Jeremiah 51:10, the Lord has brought forth our righteousness. Come and let us declare in Zion the work of the Lord, our power. All right, Zion being Israel. And we declare the power of the Lord, because he's shutting down this clown show little by little, piece by piece. Make bright the arrows, gather the shields. The Lord has raised up the spirit of the kings of the Medes, right, the Russians. For his device is against Babylon, America, to destroy it. All right, so the Lord is going to use Russia to destroy the United States of America. That's according to Jeremiah 51:11. All right, so if you got a problem with that, take it with the Most High. I don't have a problem with that. I know my brothers, the elder, we definitely don't have a problem with that. We are behind that 100%. We, as a matter of fact, we think that this should have happened yesterday. You know what I'm saying? But we understand it's not according to our will, it's according to the will of Yahweh by Shemel Shah. It says, because it is the vengeance of the Lord, the vengeance of his temple. Okay, so Second Ezra's, this is Ecclesiasticus or Sirach of the Apocrypha, chapter 21, verse 9. It says, the congregation of the wicked is like tow wrapped together. And that's what it is. It's the congregation of the wicked, man. Whether it be the wicked of Edom, Esau, the wicked of our people. All right, they all congregated in this land, right, in this clown show together. It says, and the end of them is a flame of fire to destroy them. So the only way this show is going to stop is you're going to have flames of fire. All right, so you're going to have the ICBMs being shot from Russia, China, and Iran in the Third World War. So that's how the clown show is going to end. All right, so, and I'm going to finish with 2 Ezra chapter 14. Verse 10, it says, for the world has lost its youth, and the times begin to wax old. All right, yeah, the world has lost its youth. We're at the end of this thing. So it's going to be clown show. It's end of the world type stuff going down. For the world is divided into 12 parts, and the 10 parts of it are gone already, and half of a 10th part. And there remaineth that which is after the half of the 10th part, which is 12,000 years. Meaning from Genesis to Revelation is 12,000 years. It says, now therefore set thine house in order and reprove thy people, comfort such of them that such of them as be in trouble, and now renounce corruption. And that's where I'm gonna stop at, and that's what it is. We got to set our house in order. Understand that this clown show is not gonna last forever. All right, it's a disgusting, despicable sight, in the eyes of the Lord. But because the Heavenly Father is bound by his word, he set a time limit for this clown show. And we just got to wait until that time. But we know that time is approaching. All right, it's approaching. The mark of the beast is almost going to be deployed full force, Third World War, and then we out of here. All right, so I'm going to stop right here, man. Like I said, this is probably going to be an addition. Moving forward, I'm going to get a couple stories across the nation, nationally, locally, internationally, probably at the end of the week, man, and just show, just remember, this is not a real world. This is not a real society. This is not a real functional world that you're living in. This is madness. This is clown show. This is clown world, man. Barakatay Ho, Bashmel Shah, Bashmel Hakodash, double honors to our apostle. It was a great millstone. Shalom, salutation to you. Since Akim's cross the 4 winds, because I'm a guy from the DC camp. Shalom.